Hello, no one is available to take your call. Please leave a message after the tone.
Oh, hi, Sonny. It's Donna Vasili, Philip's wife. I can't believe you can't call me back. Anyway, just keep your big bow legs closed and stop trying to milk my husband for money because you're a slut. House wrecker, family wrecker, only into my husband for his money because my son didn't want to have anything to do with you. Leave husbands alone. Do you get it? Do you get it? You're nothing but a slant-eyed bitch. So fuck off and go find some other gullible cunt. Okay, you got that?
Everybody who met Philip Vasili loved him. Everybody except perhaps Donna, his wife of 35 years.
He's a drunk, alcoholic, drug addict.
Once young lovers, their love had turned toxic.
He wanted to go, he just didn't know how.
I saw the divorce papers.
Did he mention a figure?
600 million.
Is that a motive for murder?
I think it's a huge trigger.
I'm Philip Vasili. What's important to me as I go through life is the people I meet, the relationships that I make.
I'm sad that Australians didn't get to know Phil. Amazing man.
Phil was an Australian success story.
This boy who grew up here, who became this huge international success, this entrepreneur before his time.
He was the greatest guy I ever met.
He made me feel like I was the most beautiful woman in the world. A larger-than-life person.
My brother from the down under.
Rugged, handsome, and dangerous.
Did you have a nickname for him?
Yeah, I called him fucking Phil.
We all called him fucking Phil.
From humble beginnings in Sydney's west to waterfront luxury on a paradise island.
That's where it happened. That's where he was stabbed.
Philip Vasili was found stabbed to death in his luxury Bahamas home.
His brilliant life ended in a brutal death.
It was a very high-profile murder.
The cameras went to black.
He never saw it coming.
Major artery.
There was blood everywhere.
Left him to die.
That takes someone very, very, very evil.
His wife became the prime suspect.
The mother of his children.
The case is based on circumstantial evidence.
I think the whole story's wrong.
Is the real killer someone else?
Was it possible it was an intruder?
Could be.
Did the police miss vital clues?
There's unknown male DNA on this glass.
There's so many possibilities.
I don't think she did it.
Is it really Donna?
I couldn't see her doing that.
Did she do this?
No, no way, not Donna.
Oh, hi, Sonny. It's Donna Vasili, Philip's wife.
We have the secret recordings that blow the case wide open.
Oh, I would love to hear that.
You're busted slut, you fucking house-wrecking, dirty little fucking bitch. You're in fucking deep shit, you little slant-eyed slut.
Wow.
Did she ever threaten your life?
Yeah.
So I've got the big fucking boys on you. You're dead.
The jurors never heard that.
A marriage in meltdown.
Were you carrying Phil's baby? You never got to tell him.
Why can't you call back, you little scaredy cat?
She told me, if I can't have him, no one will.
She's basically walking free now.
This is new information.
And the bombshell revelation he'd been knifed before.
Charging at him.
He stabbed me.
Trying to, stab him.
Savage. She's got the money now.
She's ready, willing, and able to face her accusers.
I want justice.
Who's gonna protect me now?
She was not responsible.
I have no doubt about who did it.
Never gonna be forgotten, my man.
Philip Vasili started life poor. He grew up in Liverpool, in the western suburbs of Sydney, and his dad was a tough bastard.
His dad was tough, there's no two ways about it. You knew that you're on best behaviour when you're in the house, and you'd know that when his father was home, you wouldn't even really sit down on a chair in case you dirtied it, so you were always on edge.
From the wrong side of the tracks, young Phil quickly learned how to handle himself.
When he'd had some alcohol in him, if someone said the wrong thing to him, he would turn around and say, well, you know, what are you going to do about it?
Phil channeled his anger by getting into martial arts, won his black belt, and became a 3-time New South Wales karate champion. Briefly a bouncer, Phil had brains to go with the brawn. He graduated from uni as a podiatrist and went into business with his childhood friend, Lawrence Sadari.
Good boy. We had our own practice together.
And then Phil met a 20-year-old dental assistant called Donna.
Donna was a beautiful-looking woman, long blonde hair. She was a typical Australian girl.
And he was keen?
Yeah. She was pretty hot looking in those, well, she still is really, but pretty hot looking in those days.
She was the love of his life. He loved her and she loved him dearly.
They got married and had a flat in Liverpool.
In that first year, there were problems between the two.
From what I gathered from him, there was a little bit of push and shove and this and that, and from both sides, and they split.
How did it affect him, the split?
He couldn't work. He was depressed. We had a practice together. He's gone to pieces, and that's when he told me he got religion, so he was going into Christianity.
Keep yourself honest, clean, and the devil away from your side. Make sure you ask for forgiveness of any of your sins daily.
Maybe it was his newfound faith, but after a year apart, Phil and Donna got back together.
And after that, you know, bingo, they stayed together through thick and thin for quite a long time.
They settled into married life and had 2 children, Lauren and Aaron. Phil had the world at his feet.
Phil was an entrepreneur. You know, he didn't wait for business to come to him, patients to come to him. He went out and sort out patients.
He was going places.
He was, definitely, yeah. You could tell even in those early days.
He was different. He was very entrepreneurial. He thought outside the square.
As a teenager, he'd made surfboards, and using the same skills, he created a range of over-the-counter orthotics. His patents made him millions. Sales boomed, the world called. And in 1993, Phil moved his family and business overseas. He was a star wherever he went.
We'd like to introduce Philip Vasili. Dun, 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 dun. People were flashing cameras at him. He was a pop star.
From humble beginnings, Philip Vasili became Australia's king of feet, worth hundreds of millions of dollars.
I remember driving a car with him and we were going up to Newcastle and he said, I'll tell you what my goal is. To have a shoe named after me like Nike, worldwide.
As a young couple in their 20s, Phil and Donna had big dreams, little money, and lived in the western suburbs of Sydney. By their 40s, they had homes all over the world. They owned fast cars and flew by private jet.
Welcome to the good life.
And by their 50s, they were rich enough to build a mansion in the billionaire's playground that is Old Fort Bay in the Bahamas.
Hey guys, just thought I'd get back into it and let you guys know that I'm back in the Bahamas. I'm actually building a house, as many of you know.
They called it Tumby Umby, to remind them of their Aussie roots.
Pretty tough life, but someone's got to do it.
On March 23rd, 2015, Phil's dream home was finally finished. In the afternoon, friends came over for celebration drinks. Sometime around dusk, someone murdered 59-year-old Philip Vasili. His extraordinary life ended here. And this is where our investigation begins.
This has to have been someone who knew they could not take him on one-on-one. The fact that he was sitting down, his back was turned. He obviously was not expecting this, because he was a big guy.
This is a strapping man, strong as an ox, trained in martial arts. This is nobody you can just walk up on and put your hands on him.
So I knew the suspect, for one, had to have been smaller than him.
Forensic criminologist Dr. Xanthi Mallet used official court documents to recreate the crime scene and re-examine the day of the murder.
The fact there are no defence wounds or injuries, does that suggest that he may have known his attacker?
I think it says that he was taken by surprise and he didn't see it coming.
One stab wound. What do you think he would be thinking in those final moments?
His life was passing by. The incident took place on the porch, and he made his way into the kitchen part, and he just bled out.
There's some evidence that he tried to stem the blood with his hand.
Yes, he
So
tried
he's
to.
desperately trying to keep himself alive.
He's actually pulled the knife out himself, reached over with both hands and put them against his neck to stem the bleeding as he's got up.
He's flicked the blood up.
Yep.
So that's why it's hit the
Yes.
canvas sheeting.
Yeah. He pulls the knife out, flicks the blood onto the awning. So we're not seeing an arterial spray because the artery that's been severed is actually hidden behind the clavicle. So the blood is in fact pooling into his torso as opposed to coming out as if his carotid had been severed.
He died a very slow death.
It's a ghastly death.
Yeah, very slow.
Phil then stands up, drops the knife onto the floor, and then goes into the house through that kitchen door. And we know that because he leaves bloody footprints on the mat as he goes into the kitchen.
And then there was blood in the doorway, probably where he tried to get inside. There was obvious proof of someone trying to survive, holding onto every counter in the kitchen, doing this, trying to hold on to something to stay up until they can't anymore. Arm prints, handprints of the blood around the kitchen. That last attempt to hold on to the wall with his blood there, and then obviously that was it because there's no more blood.
Still conscious, still aware of what's happening.
Yeah, for a couple of minutes, but he is bleeding, you know, his heart is pumping, probably the adrenaline is going, so he's only got 2 or 3 minutes of consciousness before he actually passes out.
The killer watched him slowly crawl, bleed out.
He was still dying. Yeah.
That's about as cold and calculating as it gets, is it not?
That's I consider that the worst of the worst.
Well, whoever killed him let him bleed out and die.
Cold.
He didn't die immediately.
No.
I remember his clothes were soaked in blood. His hands were at his side, and his head was sideways, and there was just blood everywhere. It's just something I could never forget.
The A well-known Sydney podiatrist, Philip Vasili, has been found stabbed to death in his luxury home in the Bahamas.
Vasili's wife, as well as the workers at their home, are now assisting officers with their investigation.
The wife of a well-known Sydney doctor has been taken into custody after Philip Vasili was found stabbed to death in his luxury Bahamas home.
Police claim that Donna Vasili, enraged by her husband's drunken behaviour in front of visiting friends, killed him with a kitchen knife after they'd left. Although traces of his blood were found on a dress she'd been wearing on the night Phil died, the case against Donna was entirely circumstantial. There were no eyewitnesses and no forensic evidence tying her to the murder weapon. Donna maintained then, as she does to this day, that she's innocent.
It wasn't me.
Six months after her arrest, Donna Vasili went on trial for murder.
This was a very high-profile case, so all eyes were on this one. This got everyone's attention because you have a suspect, the #1 suspect, who looks really innocent, and you would hope that that's not the person, because this is his wife, the mother of his children. You would hope that's not the person. She was very calm throughout the entire trial. It appeared as though it was just another day to be out of the cell from where she had to stay. Her family and friends, they were normal, pretty calm. They showed her overwhelming support. I mean, unbelievable. Her son would say, "I love you, Mom." She'd say, "I love you too." Everyone was normal, aside from it being a murder trial. Yeah, they were in a tough place. Their father's deceased. Their mother's standing trial for his murder.
There ain't no stopping me. There ain't no stopping me. There ain't no stopping me. Yeah. Living this fast life and chasing dreams. I'm on the road to the riches with chicks and making cream. Live from the southern peninsula, hits the main event. Struggle for years, I was stacking pennies to pay my rent.
Philip was a man that he said, we have to have fun. We gotta do 5 minutes of work and the rest of the day, 23 hours and 55 minutes, we have to play.
This is what he liked and loved. The fact that he was able to do these things off of the work that he did. Take Donna on trips around the world and, you know, the yachts and the private jets. Come on, man. Any man would like that who comes from such a low part of society in Australia. I would. You can't blame the man, to want to enjoy his money.
Some of Phil Vasili's money went into backing Padrino's music career. The Miami-based musician regarded Phil not only as his mentor, but his friend, who whenever he was in town, liked to party.
When we went out, we would never talk about what the issue was at home. We only talked about how much fun we're about to have. It was never about like, hey, man, the wife is this, and, you know, he would call and say that, you know, like, man, get me out of this house, you know what I mean? So we'd go, and like any of your guy friends that calls you and says, oh my God, my wife is driving me crazy, you go and pick your homeboy up. You take him out, and you knock back a few, and drop him home, and that's the end of the night.
Fast times and fast cars.
I just fell in love with the Lamborghini so much. I went out and I upgraded, particularly to the Lamborghini Aventador.
Mind blown. He was proud to show me it. Like, man, look at this, mate. You know, and I'd be like, whoa, I gotta have one of these, man.
He knew how to make any place enjoyable. And people surround him would notice that.
Sweet.
Would notice the light that he had around him.
But sometimes that light went out, and he had his dark times.
Only talking about family.
When he spoke about family?
Yeah.
And Donna?
That's the main reason.
And what would you say about Donna?
He wasn't happy anymore.
It just would get extremely passionate. The shouting and calling each other names and that kind of stuff, you know.
Kerry Howells met and became friends with Phil in the Bahamas and later went to work for him.
So you were like his go-to guy?
Yeah, if he needed anything, I'd just go and get it done for him. He was like a father figure to me. I used to call him Dad, and he used to call me son.
Hey, son, good to hear from you. Sorry I'm a bit slow getting back to you.
While working for Phil, Kerry also got to know and like Donna.
She's a person, like, she's nice. She's, like, really, really nice.
And the other side?
She's really, really angry.
Would it take much to flick the switch?
Well, when it came to Phil, I guess no. All kind of stuff. Stuff I wouldn't even say on camera, but a lot of personal stuff, you know, stuff that would hurt any man.
The abuse wasn't always in private. Donna could be very public with her contempt and would email or call Phil's business associates and friends.
I just wanted to let you know that, you know, I know it's really quite sad and you probably won't believe it, but Phil is actually an alcoholic and a drug addict and has been into rehab 5 times, and he was raped by his father until he was 15.
Whatever's the worst thing you could think of, it probably was sad.
Padrino also remembers the taunts and bitter to and fro between the two, including a public spat at a dinner party in Miami.
And there was some little slick talk going on at the table, you know? little back and forth bicker with him and Donna. And I remember it being said that I will take you for everything.
Who said that?
Donna.
Phil liked to flirt, and sometimes more than that. His behaviour upset Donna. At a pool party in Nassau, Kerry witnessed her anger when she saw Phil and him talking to 2 young women.
We were in the pool and they were in the pool. She accused him of, I guess, talking and messing with the girls.
Did the argument continue?
Yeah.
How long?
3-4 hours.
Wow.
Kerry's account of what happened next is new information, which was never heard during Donna Vasili's murder trial.
Did you see Donna come at Phil with a knife?
Yeah, she did. She did. She just, like, had it in her hand, like, you know, like, kind of, like, back off me kind of way, you know, like, leave me alone kind of, you know.
How did you disarm her?
Twisted arm. He, like, grabbed arm and he twisted it, and then a knife fell out. And then he went in the room and locked himself away to get away from the situation.
Hey guys, just thought you'd appreciate this photo. This is a Citation 10 jet. It's actually the fastest jet in the world for its size. And we flew back, would you believe, from New York to Nassau, Bahamas in just over 2 hours.
Was it healthy, that relationship?
No, it definitely wasn't a healthy relationship.
What made it go downhill quickly?
Infidelity.
Sonny?
Yeah, she played an integral role in that.
Oh, hi, Sonny, it's Donna. I was just letting you know, don't go anywhere near Phil because, you know, we don't want you getting caught up in all the drama and all the rest of it. But anyway, if you can just give me a call back, that'd be great. I'd love to talk to you.
My name is Warman Borges. I worked for Philip Vasili. My job was to protect Sonny from Donna.
My time with Phil's been a bit of a secret. When Phil was alive, I felt like he could still protect me. He would tell me not to worry, but I still worry. I worry a lot. And how I go about every day, just being kind of under the radar.
Why do you have to be under the radar? Are you scared of her?
I'm terrified of her.
And you've moved?
I have.
And why do you want to talk?
Because I have to be his voice now.
How much did you love Phil Vasili?
You know, he was a larger-than-life person, so I don't know if I'll ever meet anyone as big as he was to me.
In 2012, Sonny Heng was working as a maitre d' and host at the Four Seasons Hotel in San Francisco. The then 29-year-old was told that Phil and Donna Vasili were arriving with their daughter Lauren and her fiancé Quinton.
They arrived, by private plane, and they're preparing for Lauren's wedding. She had some fittings.
Howdy, y'all.
Yeah, tell them.
We're just in San Francisco.
Who are you?
I'm Loz, and I'm on the way to our wedding in Australia. We have 3 weeks today.
Mother of the bride.
Hi, this is Donna. I'm just having a fabulous time with my daughter and my almost son-in-law, with Philly Vasili, the husband, and we're having a really great time.
Listen, I'm actually in San Francisco at the moment.
He had so much presence. He looked amazing. He was just like, whoa, who is that guy?
Show us a ring.
How beautiful.
Let's see the happy twosome.
Oh.
Have a look.
Oh, my godfather.
They were here for about a full week, and Philip's like, give me your email and I'll send you some of my shoes.
Lauren Vasili had 2 wedding ceremonies, one in Sydney and a second one in Spain.
And there was this very professional video that was filmed of them arriving and walking, and he sent it to me. It was he was being kind of cheeky, and I was like, is he flirting with me? And I was like, I don't know how I feel about that. Is he flirting with me? I think he's flirting with me. But then I was like, I like it. So the email started getting, friendlier and more when am I gonna see you? I wanna see you,
And that was soon after the reception in Mallorca.
Yes.
And he told you that the marriage was in trouble?
Yes.
So after the reception, when he returns to the States?
Yes.
After that, you become intimate?
We do.
Anyone could see when they're together that they were happy. She's not the beauty queen or the model that you can have. And a man on his position, he could have anyone. He chose her. She must have something special inside. Donna knew the only woman around the world that could take Philip away from her was Sonny. Because Donna doesn't have something that Sonny has, but money can't acquire, which is Philip's heart.
Oh, hi, Sonny. It's Donna Vasili calling. Remember me from the Bahamas? My husband's Philip. I'm just wanted to know if you're fucking my husband. So I've got the big fucking boys on you. You're dead. And you ain't getting sweet, shitty boomba. Yeah, you can get fucked, you little fucking Chinese fucking cunt.
The trial of Donna Vasili for the murder of her husband would last 3 weeks. The jury took just 4 hours to find her guilty. Donna Vasili maintains to this day that she is innocent.
Philip always said to me about Donna, Donna can retaliate at any time. I never doubt the power that Donna has.
What would he say?
She would go and destroy anyone that could go between both of them.
Could you read this? This is a message, an email from Phil to you. Just there.
Donna got into my phone again. I have a password, but she's a fatal attraction now.
Oh, hi, Sonny. Can you give Donna a call back? You haven't returned any of my calls. I'm just wondering if there's a problem. Anyway, love you, Angel. Talk to you soon. Bye, Cupcake. Oh, hi, Sonny. It's Donna again. Yeah, we need to talk pretty quick. Anyway, give me a call. It was so lovely meeting you at the Four Seasons. I'm so glad you came into my life and to my husband's life. It's very nice of you. You're such a lovely girl.
How did you lose your job?
From this hotel? Donna called, spoke to the general manager of this hotel and told them that I was a hooker, I was soliciting married men at the hotel, and that I should be fired.
And what happened?
I was let go.
Oh, hi, Sonny. It's Donna. Stop trying to milk my husband some money because I hear that's what you do. And that's why you've been sacked from the Four Seasons, because you're a slut. What were you again? A maitre d'.
6 months after her daughter's wedding, Donna Vasili discovered that her husband was having an affair with Sonny. And she was furious.
You busted slut, you fucking house-wrecking, dirty little fucking bitch.
This is new evidence that has not been heard publicly before. Messages left by Donna Vasili on the phone of her husband's young lover, Sonny Heng. A campaign of harassment that was abusive and relentless.
Low-life slut.
She hired investigators to follow and photograph Sonny and Phil.
She had a private eye following you?
Yes.
Watching you?
Yes.
Photographing you?
I know he picked on you yesterday and you've got all this, like, romantic, nonsense going on. Stay away from married men, you slut. So back off. Yeah, you can get fucked, you little fucking Chinese fucking cunt.
I mean, I just had a big argument with Donna and you came up and she said she loves you for the money. Well, maybe money and me were nice together. I don't fucking care. But I thought you loved me, and you do, so it just makes me feel better in my heart.
What did it mean getting that message?
I think that was the thing. It's like she wanted to like feel like it was just something fake.
All you wanted was a fucking old man with a bit of money. You're a little gold digger.
I had a favorite movie. It was called Memoirs of a Geisha. And I felt like her because she was in love with someone else's husband, but yet he loved her very much.
Wipe your eyes, sorry.
Sorry. It's all coming out.
Midway through 2013, their relationship moved to a more serious footing. In San Francisco, where Phil's company Vionic had its headquarters, Phil and Sonny rented an apartment together with the help of his friend and driver, Warren Borges.
This house right
Wait,
here.
it is this house? You're so right.
This house right here. This house right here.
With the green awning.
Yeah.
With the green awning, this one right here.
Everything was decorated for Philip. Everything.
This was their place.
Their place.
Sonny introduced Phil to her mum, Connie, and he quickly won her over.
Look what I got. He just was Philip to me. Like, he was just somebody that I just loved and wanted to be with and wanted to help.
Come on, Mum. Open your gift. Open your gift. No, that's even good. That's not the good one. Open the good one. Open the good one. I hope it's the right size. Oh my God. I hope it's the right size.
You are Chinese trailer trash. Put your legs together, close your bank account, and get a job.
Why did you keep them?
To protect myself. You know, Philip actually told me to keep them.
But he liked to reassure you, didn't he? Didn't he like to reassure you? What would he say?
He said that he was hard to kill.
Back off and leave him to his family, and you go back to your family in Korea or China or wherever you might have come from. But anyway, we're coming over to San Francisco. We're coming over. We're going to come and visit you just to make sure things are absolutely clear with you. Okay. See you later, Sonny.
Just thought you guys would appreciate the sunset. This is in Nassau, Bahamas, in the backyard of my property. And the weather's still about 80 degrees, but no humidity. Looking down at Old Fort Bay, beautiful temperature and beautiful beach.
An Australian native is set to spend 2 decades in prison after being sentenced today for killing her husband back in March.
Upon hearing the verdict, Vasili immediately fainted as her daughter yelled out, "She's innocent."
The court also heard from the probation officer. She noted that Vasili feels betrayed by the jury, who she said convicted her without any evidence.
When she regained consciousness, the 55-year-old uttered the words, "I love my husband so much."
Donna Vasili and her legal team appealed the verdict. During the 5 months she spent in jail, her appearance changed dramatically.
She lost weight.
Yeah.
She looked gaunt.
Yeah. Well, you know, the correction system here is not a hotel.
Yet, for all those who believed this was an open and shut case, others were concerned that Donna was convicted on circumstantial evidence only. And those who knew her found it hard to accept that she killed her husband.
I don't think she did it.
In July 2017, the Bahamas Court of Appeal quashed her conviction, ruling it unsafe, and ordered a retrial. Donna was released on bail and forced to wear an ankle monitor for almost a year. She still has to report to the police once a week and cannot leave the Bahamas. Donna Vasili's lawyers have now launched a final appeal to the Privy Council in London. If successful, she'll never be retried.
She can walk free, live the rest of her life with a lot of money.
Amen.
Or spend the rest of her life in jail.
Yeah.
So if it wasn't Donna, the last known person to see Phil alive, then who killed her husband of 35 years? Who else could get close enough to a martial arts expert to deliver the fatal blow? The Vasili mansion overlooks one of the most exquisite and exclusive beaches in the world. There's 24-hour security and regular patrols. But is it possible an assassin came by sea?
On the night of the murder, the water was all the way up to here, so we're told. So there was a lot of speculation at the time about whether an intruder could have come up those stairs there, or whether they might have climbed up the rocks over there.
This became known as the Intruder theory. Donna's defense team raised the possibility that the murderer rode in on a jet ski to kill Phil. But if they did, they arrived without a weapon.
Who comes to a murder without a murder weapon?
Well, you've got to wonder what the motive is.
at that point, haven't you? Why would they, you know, sneak up from the beach and stab him? Nothing's stolen, nothing's ransacked. Why? Because the knife has come from inside the house. So it means if they were an intruder coming up from the beach, they managed to have come up. Phil hasn't seen them, he hasn't stood up.
So the beach is way over there.
Yeah, down a rocky area to some...
They have to come up the beach, then go into the kitchen to get the knife because they haven't bought a murder weapon.
Yep.
Then come out.
And stab him and kill him, all without Phil doing anything to stop them. He's a big guy, yet there's no defence injuries. He hasn't put up any kind of fight. And what's their motive?
In a place which has not had home invasions, or at least...
In my recent memory, it has never happened. Not in this area. It never happened.
It is possible that an intruder may not have been seen approaching in fading light. But how could they disguise the sound of a jet ski?
That noise of a jet ski would have been heard. And the sand that they would have left in the house would have been found. It was very fine sand. But no sand was found in the house after the police did their investigation. So that indicates, surely, that an intruder didn't come up from the beach.
It's one of the many mysteries of this case. If there was an intruder, what was their motive for murder?
Kills Philip Vasili?
Yes.
Steals nothing.
Steals nothing and just leaves. It's strange.
Yet Phil Vasili was not without his enemies.
Was he hated?
Definitely.
Why?
Because of his success. Tall poppy syndrome.
Donna Vasili's freedom may rest on a single blue glass found at the murder scene. Who was the unknown man who drank from it on the night Phil died? It's a question that greatly concerned one of the appeal judges, who wrote, "In view of the unexplained presence of Blue Glass Man, I have a lurking doubt about the safety of the appellant's conviction, which, in my view, is unsafe and unsatisfactory."
So next week we'll look at this. This is the blue glass. The problem is there's unknown male DNA on it. It's clearly not Donna's, and we don't know who it belongs to.
1, 2, 3, 4 people. There's not that, not that, not that. Oh, well, you're left. That must be you.
The cameras went to black.
It is hard to believe that Donna would have done it.
That's not justice as far as I'm concerned.
He's lost it on more than one occasion.
Did she do this?
No, no way, not Donna.
He came in with a knife, he knew what to do.
Donna had stabbed him once before.
He stabbed me.
It's crazy.
Took off his wedding ring and threw it in the water.
Were you carrying Phil's baby? You never got to tell him.
Well, I asked her for a divorce. Hide the knives.